You are 7 years old, and today the state takes you from your mother. Not for a school day, for good. From this morning on, you do not belong to your family. You belong to Sparta. For the next 13 years, you will be starved on purpose, beaten to teach you silence, and trained to feel almost nothing. At the end of it, if you survive, you will be one of the most feared soldiers the world has ever produced. That is the trade your city has made for you. You did not get a vote. Let me show you your day. Before your day begins, understand why your city does this to its children, because it is not cruelty for its own sake. It is fear. Sparta rules over a vast population of enslaved people who vastly outnumber the Spartans themselves, and who would overthrow them in a heartbeat if they ever could. So Sparta made a choice unlike any other city in Greece. It turned its entire free population into a standing army, permanently, generation after generation, because it must. Every Spartan man is a soldier and nothing else. Farming, crafts, trade, all of it is done by others so that the Spartans can train for war without pause. And an army like that is not born. It is made, starting the moment a boy turns 7. Starting with you. You are put into a pack of other boys your age, and this pack is now your world. You eat together, sleep together, train together, and are punished together. An older boy is set over you as your leader, and his word is law, backed by the men who watch over all of you. Your own name barely matters here. What matters is the group, and your place in it, and whether you are strong or weak, quick or slow, tough or soft. The whole system is built to grind away everything that makes you an individual and leave behind something harder and simpler, a Spartan. You will spend years learning that your comfort, your feelings, and your wishes are the least important things about you. You sleep rough, on beds you make yourself from reeds you pull by hand from the river. No blade to cut them, just your fingers. You are given one cloak to last the entire year, and no more, no matter the season, because the point is not to keep you warm. The point is to teach your body to stop expecting warmth. You go barefoot, so your feet harden, and you learn to move over rough ground without flinching. You are cold most of the time, and you learn to stop complaining about it, because complaint earns you nothing but contempt. This is the first great lesson of your childhood, hammered in day after day. Discomfort is not an emergency. It is simply the water you swim in. Get used to it, or be broken by it. Then there is the hunger, and this is the strangest and most deliberate cruelty of all. You are deliberately underfed, given far less than a growing boy needs. And this is not neglect. It is a design, because Sparta wants you hungry for a reason. You are expected to make up the difference by stealing, to sneak, to scavenge, to take food by stealth wherever you can find it. This teaches you cunning, nerve, and how to move unseen, all skills a soldier needs. But here is the twist that tells you everything about this place. If you are caught stealing, you are beaten, not for stealing, for being caught. The crime is not the theft, the crime is being clumsy enough to fail. You learn to be hungry, and you learn to be invisible, because in Sparta, getting caught is the only real sin. The days are filled with training, running, wrestling, fighting, endurance, all of it pushing your body past where it wants to stop. You are matched against other boys and made to fight, and the men who watch you are not looking for a winner. They are looking to see who quits, who cries, who gives up, so those weaknesses can be found and burned out early. But it is not only violence. You also learn to move together, to sing together, to dance in tight coordinated groups, because an army lives or dies on whether men can act as a single body. The boy who cannot keep time with the group is as useless as the boy who cannot fight. Everything, the running, the fighting, the singing, points at one goal, turning a crowd of separate children into a single unbreakable unit that moves and thinks as one. You have survived to midday on food you had to steal. Subscribe, and just think of it as one more thing you got away with. You even learn how to speak, or rather, how not to. Sparta prizes few words, sharp and to the point. Long, clever, flowery speech is for other cities, the ones Spartans quietly despise. You are trained to answer in as few words as possible, dry and cutting, saying the most with the least. A clever short answer earns a nod, a rambling one earns scorn. This is not just a style of talking, it is a whole way of being. The same discipline you apply to cold and hunger applied to your own mouth. Say what is needed, say nothing more. Waste nothing, not even words. By the time you are grown, this clipped, hard way of speaking will mark you as a Spartan the moment you open your mouth anywhere in Greece. There is a part of growing up here that the admiring stories tend to leave out, and you should not look away from it. As you get older, some of the most capable youths are sent out into the countryside on a brutal assignment, to live off the land in secret, and to move against the enslaved population that keeps Sparta fed, to watch them, to instill fear in them, and at times to kill. This is not a battle. It is state terror against unarmed people, carried out by teenagers, designed to keep a captive population too frightened to ever rise up. It is the machinery of fear that props up the whole Spartan miracle. Every impressive thing about your city sits on top of this. The famous discipline, the fearless soldiers, the legend, all of it is paid for by the boot kept permanently on the necks of the people who do the actual work. You are being raised to be one of the boots. Remember that when the poets sing about Spartan glory. Throughout all of this, you are taught one lesson above every other: to endure pain without showing it. There are ordeals, tests of exactly this, where boys are made to bear the whip and are judged not on whether it hurts, because of course it hurts, but on whether they let it show. The boy who cries out has failed. The boy who takes it in silence has passed. Some push this so far that they would rather be beaten senseless than make a sound, because in your world, a flinch is worse than a wound. This is how you build a soldier who will hold the line when every instinct screams at him to run. You do not teach him to feel no fear. You teach him, from the age of 7, that his fear and his pain are simply not allowed to reach his face. That is a Spartan. As you grow, you begin to eat with the men, in the common messes where Spartans share their meals. The food is famously grim, a dark broth that visitors from other cities find almost inedible, but to you it tastes of belonging. To sit at that table is to be Spartan. To be denied it is to be nothing. And here is a pressure that will follow you your whole life. Every man must contribute food to his mess from his own land, worked by the enslaved population, or he loses his place at the table and his standing as a full Spartan. Fall into poverty, fail to contribute, and you drop out of the only club that matters. So even the fearless soldier lives with a quiet dread, not of the enemy, but of the day he cannot pay his share and is quietly erased from the brotherhood he gave his whole childhood to earn. If you survive all of it, the cold, the hunger, the beatings, the years, you emerge at last as a Spartan soldier and citizen. You have made it through the machine, and you are now the thing it was built to produce. Hard, disciplined, fearless in the face of pain, able to hold a line of shields against anything. You take your place in the line, one shield among many, each man protecting the man beside him, the whole line stronger than any individual in it. This is what your entire childhood was for, not for you, for the line. You were never being raised into a person, you were being forged into a part, and now the part is finished. And it fits. So what did it cost, this childhood that produced the most feared warriors in Greece? It cost the childhood itself. You never had a family in the ordinary sense, never had comfort, never had the freedom to be soft or foolish or simply young. Everything that other Greek children took for granted was taken from you at 7 and never given back. And here is the bitter irony that history hands down. Every other Greek city produced philosophers, playwrights, artists, ideas that still shape the world. Sparta, for all its fearsome reputation, produced almost none of that. It poured the entire genius of its people into one single product: soldiers. It built a society so focused on war that it forgot how to make anything else. And when its soldiers were finally beaten, it had nothing left to fall back on. You were the finest soldier the ancient world could make, and you paid for it with everything a person is supposed to get to be. Most of us would not survive your childhood. The harder truth is that even surviving it, you never really got to have one. That is where we leave you. If you survived the video, you are already doing better than the person you just played, so do the small thing. Like it, subscribe, and I will drop you into another life next time. Same voice, same stick figures, someone else's very bad day.